The rain is coming down in Memphis, and as the USL Championship season winds down, no one's spirits are dampened. There's plenty on the line tonight for 901 FC and Tulsa. Welcome to Saki AutoZone Park. Hi, everybody. I'm Dave Voloshin, along with Peter Edmiston. 901 FC coach Ben Pierman said this is the most important game in franchise history. You win this one, you've got third place. Peter, you avoid the Tampa Bay Rowdies in the playoffs.
Vital to do that, vital to continue to play well and do what Memphis 901 FC has done for most of the last part of this season, play its best soccer. You get a key game name or two back, like Kyle Murphy, back in the starting lineup. You've got the opportunity now with those standings being as tight as they are, and you can see right there the two teams tied at 44 points apiece. A win tonight, well, that pretty much seals up that third place spot for you, and a loss, well, let's not think about that, Dave.
Well, Memphis has taken this team twice, 2-1 on the season, but if you look at their numbers, they are so much alike. Both teams with 44 points. If you think about Tulsa, you got to think about Rodrigo de Costo. Here is a guy, Peter, that leads the team in goals, leads the team in assists, leads the team in key passes.
Yep, chances created, you name it. He has been at the focal point of just about everything that Tulsa has done this year. And whenever you see a ball go in the back of the net, chances are it's off the foot of Rodrigo de Costa. Very important for Memphis 901 FC to stop him tonight as best you can.
Now, when you think about Memphis, you're going to think about Kyle Murphy. He's coming back, but the guy that led the way against Louisville the other night was Kadeem Dakers.
Well, he's been such an important creative outlet for this team, and you see the beautiful work there along the touchline, and then a perfect cross. It's not the first perfect cross that he's put in. He is playing his best soccer at this late stage of the season. Can pass, can score, can do it all. Vital to have players like that playing their best at this time of the year, and Kadeem Dakers is certainly doing that.
Whoever wins this game, they've got momentum going into the playoffs.
Tex-Mex.
Tex-Mex. Termites.
Don't mess up your deck with Tex-Mex. Terminex, here to help. Don't burn down the duplex. Terminex.
The Great American Furniture and Mattress Outlet has stacked our floors deep and selling cheap. Save up to 70%. Need it now? Our outlets have it in stock and at great savings. Just take a look at these great values. And yes, I said in stock. Save now, have it now. It's all in stock, ready for immediate pickup or express delivery. Furniture, mattresses, accessories you'll love at the Great American Furniture and Mattress Outlets. Perimeter Mall, Memphis, Olive Branch, Mississippi, Germantown Parkway, or shop online at gogahs.com.
At AutoZone, you get what you need when you need it. Got a today job? Pick it up free same day at your local AutoZone. More of a tomorrow project? Order as late as 10 p.m. with free next day delivery. Getting the job done just got easier.
Weird. Come on. Great. You for real? So maybe just a cable?
We can help you.
Welcome to America's #1 battery destination, AutoZone, your battery solution.
We just got a revised weather report. The heaviest rain will be at the beginning of the game. It should be letting up as time goes on. So we said Tulsa And Memphis all tied up. Third place in the Central of the USL Championship. Here's how Tulsa will go tonight. DaCosta is the guy, but there's a couple of other players you got to look at. The captain is Bourgeois. Marlon Santos is a terrific player. Peter, he scored 2 goals against Memphis.
Well, and Tulsa has had a kind of season where they've had a lot of ups, they've had a lot of downs. They've been really good in patches, and they've had some really heavy losses. And so you don't quite know what to expect from this team, but they are well coached, they are well put together, and you see their head coach Michael Nguyen, and it's a good team. It's a really good team, and they're going to be as motivated as any team out there. So very important for Memphis 901 FC to play well tonight.
For the 901, they're so happy to have 4 players back, including their leading scorer, Murphy Segbers. Had a compilation of yellow cards, couldn't play against Louisville. He's a very steady guy.
Without a doubt, Segbers has been huge for this team, and hopefully he's gotten that accumulation of yellow cards out of his system. To get Kyle Murphy back is so important up front, and they got Roland Lamont up front, who's been playing better and better as the year has gone on. It's a big one. It's the biggest one in franchise history, as Ben Pierman said, and I think he's right about that. It's a very tough night to play. As we mentioned, the rain is extremely heavy right now. You can see it on your screen, but you can really tell when we go to the cutaways how hard it's raining out there. And for the next probably 20 or 30 minutes, it's still expected to be pretty heavy. So how teams respond to that, boy, that's down to each individual player. But it is certainly as rainy as it's been all year.
Yeah. Memphis played in this kind of weather just a few days ago in Louisville. Does that give them an edge on getting used to this?
Maybe so. I mean, well, certainly, the thing with rain, Dave, certain players really respond well to it, because it does make the ball do some strange things. If the pitch gets waterlogged enough, it really slows things down. But oftentimes it'll skid across the top of the surface, and some players like that a little bit better. Faster players in particular. Your more skillful players sometimes can get a little edge. And it's kind of like you think about football, where when it's wet outside, the wide receivers have the advantage because they kind of know where they're going, and the defenders don't. It's the same thing with soccer sometimes. Sometimes the offense has the advantage in the wet because you know exactly where you're going.
So an advantage for Murphy, an advantage for DaCosta, you would suspect. Memphis has been on a nice little run. They've won 4 of their last 6. It's been a tough time for Tulsa. In their last 6 games, they have won 1, lost 2, and drawn 3. And here's an opportunity for Murphy, and that's a big save with the right hand by Austin Wormel.
And a huge penalty shout right there that is not given by this official, and I am quite stunned. The goalkeeper, who looked like he was in good position, Wormel, spilled this ball from Murphy. Watch here, he spills the ball and then diving for it, misses it, and then trips Dre Fortune, who had an opportunity to go for the ball. And that's just flat out, that's a very strong penalty shout. Now, the official is going to say that Fortune fell over the arm, but I don't see any reason why he would have done that given the position that he's in. A huge shout for a penalty not given.
The official, Elton Garcia, and I'm with you. That did look as if there was movement of the goalie's arm.
Yeah, and that's just I don't see a reason why Fortune would have fallen over at that point to try to get the penalty when it would have been more advantageous for him just to go get the ball. Sometimes you can tell if it's a dive because the player's not going to get to the ball in time or something like that. It would have made more sense for Fortune just to go after the ball. So I don't think that was a dive. I think that's just a really harsh call. Sometimes it happens so early in the match, Dave, that the referee's not quite ready to, you're not quite warmed up. You're not quite ready to make a call of that magnitude in the first minute of the match. But that's a really important situation there for 901 FC not to get that penalty. That's a big break for Tulsa early in this match.
And Fortune, by the way, is a guy who's just sort of coming back from being banged up. He and Lamar, who's also playing in this game, played the last couple of minutes in the game against Louisville, but they really weren't expected to play a whole bunch. And Ben Pierman is hoping they can make something happen. Here is 901 on the press again. And Murphy has that taken away.
Some really good opportunities early in this match. Very open match to start, which we kind of expected. I think you're going to see some scoring, probably from both of these teams, to be honest with you. They're both ready to roll.
Little contact there, and maybe Memphis gets the break on that call.
Well, this official, Elton Garcia, apparently does not want to blow his whistle too often. So if that's going to be the consistency and that continues, then fine, you can get used to playing like that. But I hope it remains consistent throughout the match. It's been a good start though for 901 FC. I think you're seeing real opportunity for them pushing forward every time. They've made 2 or 3 opportunities and 2 4As down into Tulsa's final third. They've looked very dangerous each time. So good start and could have been a great start had that penalty been given.
Time for the Campbell Clinic injury report, presented by the good guys at Campbell Clinic. Dr. Henne, Gonzalez, guitar. Berner, the goalie's been out for a while, gone. And for Tulsa, Bird, Lewis, they are questionable. And all that is presented by Campbell Clinic.
Yeah, and you've still got Adoro and Andre Reynolds, who are both questionable from Memphis 901 FC's perspective. So still some injury concerns. It's been a banged up squad more or less all year long, Dave. They've gotten accustomed to having 4 or 5 guys at least on the injury list, and they're one of the smaller squads in the USL Championship. So that's been tough, but they have made excuses. They've just played better and better and better, and you could count your excuses. You could make those things all you want to, but at the end of the day, this group has just stepped up and has started really coming together at the right time of the year to do it. And you're seeing guys like Lamar, who's urged and kind of eased his way into the side after some injuries, but I think he's played well enough to maintain his spot, even when guys come back and are healthy.
Looking for Acosta down low. Right through the box it goes. Ben Pierman had talked about trying to come forward and play a lot in the Tulsa zone. And so far they have had a pretty good job of execution in that regard. Usually Tulsa is the team that has possession time a little bit longer. This dumped ahead. Here is a chance for Corrales. And a nice tackle there. No call.
Penalty given.
Oh,
penalty given.
There we go.
Penalty given.
An injury.
And a very tough break right there at the very beginning of this match. And that, we'll have to go back and take a look at it again, but it certainly looked like a penalty at first strike, and it looked like this is where the rain can really be a problem when it comes to tackling like this and knowing and getting your timing right. Just frankly, didn't get a touch on the ball, got all player. That's an easy one for the official to call. And Skylar Thomas, Dave, he didn't need to slide in there.
He's only had 2 yellow cards and 1 red all year. It's not
he didn't touch the ball. He got all player. That's an easy penalty to give.
Yep.
But there's no reason to slide in there, especially when it's wet, because that wet, the wet turf, you don't slide the same way. Obviously, you're going to catch a little extra skid, and it messes with your timing a little bit. It was a heavy touch right out of the gate from Corrales. He didn't get it. And so there was a little opportunity for Thomas to come in and just kind of put a standing tackle in and get in the way. But instead, Thomas went to ground. And whenever you go to ground, Dave, you better make sure, especially in the box, you better make sure you get it right. Because if you don't, well, this is what happens.
Nope, here you go. Penalty kick on the way for Tulsa. Louisville got 1 in the last game. This has not been an easy time for Cody Cropper. And left corner, no doubt, Marlon Santos knocks that through. Cropper never had a chance. 1-0 Tulsa right at the 8-minute mark on the Skylar Thomas penalty. And that is not the way Ben Pierman and company would have wanted to start this game.
No, but it was a terrific penalty for Marlon Santos. The little hesitation as he gave him the eyes, and that was one where Cropper gave up his position just a tiny bit early, and when he did, Santos is all he needed to do was take it to the other side. It's exactly what he did. 1-0 to Tulsa. And this one, Dave, it's not the first time that Memphis 901 FC has gone down early in a match. They have been very resilient, this group. I see no reason why this should bother them at this point. They've already shown their ability to come back in these matches, so I think this, if anything, this may inspire them a little bit.
Here's a cross and ahead right in front. And that one went over the crossbar, fortunately for Memphis. Another good look for Marlon Santos, who now has 8 goals on the year. He's their 3rd leading goal scorer, so they have weapons. They have 5 guys with at least 5 goals.
Well, that being said, Memphis, both times now, Tulsa's attacked down their left. Memphis 901 FC's right. They have torn 901 FC apart. And that was another opportunity. Long ball gave him a great opportunity to cross. Cross was just about inch perfect. And if Marlon Santos had been maybe 2 or 3 inches taller, that would have been 2-0 within a matter of minutes. 901 FC, I think we've seen, Dave, on the offensive side, they look like they're dangerous, but defensively, maybe some questions at this point. Got to tighten things up.
All year long, you mentioned they've come from behind, and they've done a good job. Last year, that was not the case. We'll see how they respond here.
Well, even earlier this year, and there's an example of that ball skidding.
Yeah.
That was a good pass in a dry pitch. That would have been a perfect ball, but it skids too far out of Segber's way, and he can't reach up to it. Now, in the first 2 or 3 months of the season, David, when they went down, they struggled to come back. But this group's got a new mentality. I don't think they're going to lose their composure. I don't think they're going to panic. But Tulsa has set out their marker here early that they're going to attack, and they've unlocked a little bit of an opportunity. So, got to tighten things up.
Here's a long shot taken from way out by Lamar. An easy one for Warmel. A couple now of shots on goal, but only the one true test, and Warmel was equal to that task. Bourgeois getting a little pressure from Dacre, and you are seeing Memphis press a bit more than maybe we've seen in the past.
Well, I think, it's important for them. They have to kind of mind their energy levels. They're not a deep squad, and if you press too much, you end up in trouble. You also press too much, you can get passed through pretty quickly, so you have to be careful about that. But I think Ben Pierman would like to press a little bit more and be a little more assertive when out of possession, try to get that ball back whenever you can.
And that one knocked away wisely. Murphy was in a foot race down there with Johnny Fenwick, the defender.
I think one thing we've seen early, too, is that Warmel, the keeper for FC Tulsa, looks a little bit shaky when it comes to this wet ball. Looks late whistle there, and that's unfortunate. The linesman was the one who flagged that, and that's where the foul came from. That's unfortunate timing there. But Warmel, the keeper, Dave, has looked a little shaky. So I like what Lamar did. Put the ball on net. Make him make those saves. Test those hands of his, because he's been a little bit of a concern for Tulsa early in this match.
Test those hands, test those eyes, which gets us to this portion of the game. Is brought to you by the Southern College of Optometry, proud to be the official eye doctor of Memphis 901 FC. Some early opportunities for Memphis. Wasted a penalty at a penalty kick knocked in by Marlon Santos, 1-0. That's where we stand in the 13th minute here at AutoZone Park. Rain seems to be letting up just a little bit. Cleared away after Jason Johnson. JJ was a very physical player, tried to place that ball inside the box.
Yeah, terrific bit of defending from Logue. Now Logue, who's been so good all year, stepped in and got rid of that. It was a nice look from Tulsa. And again, they're working down this left-hand side.
And that was DaCosta.
Finding opportunity down that left-hand side. Segbers is really trying to push up on the offensive side, which is okay, but he's leaving a lot of room behind. It's a three-man sort of potential central defense that Ben Pierman is going with, and they're going to have to spread out and get a little wider. Thomas, in particular, is going to have to widen out if Segbers is going to be as aggressive as all of that. And that's where Thomas got into trouble last time out, getting a little too wide and getting out of position.
Leston Paul Controlling. And we've got a stoppage. Memphis will get a kick here, free kick. Mistakes are something you have to overcome. A mistake by Skylar Thomas. Last game it was a mistake by the goalie. Here's a long shot on goal and a punch save that time by Wormel. Nobody there for the rebound. Memphis still in control, pushing it. Looking for Murphy inside, could not get it there. And a fight with J.J. Johnson.
It's a handball not called.
No call. Here's Dakers trying to send it ahead and hustle that time to knock it away.
First Celtic crossing corner of the match for 901 FC. Good stretch of pressure here. And again, exactly what we're talking about. Get the ball on net. As Wormel does not really feel comfortable grabbing this ball. There it is again. Dre Fortune multiple times now has been going for these long shots, Dave, and forcing Wormel into saves. He's putting him on target. This is a dangerous approach, and I think it makes a lot of sense in the wet weather.
Another Celtic crossing corner. They want to try to put a little pressure on Wormel. They say he's athletic, but he's young, not that experienced. Dre Fortune says, I need a little more space. I mean, knock this fence down.
Maybe got a little too much space.
I think the wind took that.
Too much advance.
I think that's why that was there. Dre to take a little off of that.
Little run there and a lot of leg.
One club too many on that particular shot.
Corrales with a throw in for the Tulsa FC. I mentioned the mistakes from the last game. That Ben Pierman said, yeah, you make errors, but it's really the better teams that overcome the errors. There's not going to be a perfect game. Leston Paul controlling. That's Brock Evans. He'll cross it. Oh, he was looking for Dakers, but it wasn't anywhere near him. Corrales will corral it. It was Thomas who headed it in. Here's Dakers. He's the setup guy. Looking in the middle. Too far. Leston Paul will try to settle. And that one will miss wide right. Right idea. Just couldn't get a lot of steam on it. Nice attempt by Kissiadou.
Yes, a step over from Kissiadou. Good footwork. We've seen that a lot from Laurent Kissiadou. Probably the best feet on the team. But again, once that step over happened, it was kind of with his weaker foot and didn't quite get enough on it to test Wormel. But you've seen in the last 5 minutes a real increase in the opportunities for 901 FC. Tulsa's there for the taking. They are not they're not quite able to deal with all the running that Memphis 901 FC is asking them to do in that final third. Plenty of good opportunities that are there, and I think 901 FC just one good ball away from equalizing this match.
Kissiadou, who Ben Pierman has said from day one to now about as improved a player as anybody on the team.
Well, his talent is unmistakable. The thing with Kissiadou that we've seen lately is consistency. You know, we saw early in the year, man, you know, you'd see flashes of brilliance, but you'd also see just times when he'd be completely anonymous. That really isn't happening these days. You're seeing a lot more of him putting his mark on the match throughout the match. And for a player like that makes an enormous difference at this level because he is a really, really big talent.
Here's some patience in the front end. Exactly what Ben Pierman had drawn up for this team. And now they play it ahead. The nice heel pass by Dakers. No one was there except the Tulsa defense.
Yeah, the back heel from Fortune was almost perfect. Segler's making a run inside, but he got a little too much on it. Hard for him to stop it, but good idea.
Fortune says, let Segler's throw.
He almost fell through. That's why I did it.
Segbers could not control. But that'll be Memphis ball. Into almost the 20th minute here, 1-0 on the strength of a Marlon Santos penalty kick off Skylar Thomas's mistake on a rough tackle in the box.
Well, but the response has been exactly what you would want if you're Ben Pierman from 901 FC. Increasingly, after they got that, there was one good opportunity from Tulsa right after the penalty. Since then, it's been pretty much all 901 FC in terms of possession, chances, opportunities. Just haven't put the ball in the back of the net, but they've been the better side since the goal. Now, obviously goals change matches, so all that possession doesn't do you any good if you can't put it in the back of the net. But I think the signs are there for 901 FC that the improvement is happening.
Kisidu will press across it. Here's Brock Evans. Segbers to Dakers, trying to find some space, looking for Murphy in the box. Knocked away, I believe it was Johnny Fenwick who got his head on that. They still press. Here's Fortune. Fortune dumping it ahead too far.
Tough pass, a good idea from Fortune. Great feet to be able to control that on the turn. You saw Kisidu slip a little bit. The field is definitely getting a little torn up out here. Rain is subsiding. Still raining, but not nearly as hard as it was. But unfortunately, because of all the rain that this pitch took, and in the hour or so prior to the match, Dave, it really was raining extremely hard. So quite a bit of water taken on this field. It's drained pretty well, but that just means that you're going to have a lot of divots. You're going to have a lot of turf kind of kicked up, and that can certainly affect the bounces. And depending on what kind of shoes you're wearing, it can affect your stability too.
And you do see a little difference in the surfaces. Obviously, that's where the infield is for the Memphis Redbirds, the St. Louis Cardinals AAA team. And they've done a good job of getting that field a little bit more level than it was at certain times this season. But with all this rain, they actually had to have it tarped until about 55 minutes or so before the game. It drains a little bit differently than the other part of the field.
It certainly does. And you can see the ball sometimes react a little bit differently on that part of the field as well.
Well, let's bring it up the near side here. Campbell Kibato. An easy steal for Memphis. Logue, Fortune, nice one touching. Here's Kisidu. They'll play it long. Segbers looking in the middle, and that was nicely kicked. Bourgeois just got it right to his goalie.
Yeah, if he had meant to do that, that would have been an unbelievable play. He didn't, but if he did, it would have been incredible.
He sold me.
He could put that on the highlight reel if he wants to and pretend like he did, but there's no way he meant to do that. Worked out fine for him, though. Again, the 901 FC, when they go forward, their motion and their mobility is causing issues for Tulsa's defense, which is getting a little bit static. There's not a lot of movement from Tulsa defensively, and you're seeing 901 FC into open space with some nice runs. Haven't picked out the perfect pass yet, but the opportunity is there. They've got a little bit of an advantage there, and I think Ben Pierman knows it.
Easy one for Logue. They'll press ahead. Since 1947, Select has been the leader in soccer ball quality and innovation. Select is the official ball supplier of the USFL Championship and many of the elite leagues throughout Europe. For the latest Select products and special offers, please visit www.selectsportamerica.com. Segbers with the save in the corner, trying to get past Corral. Does. No call. In the box. There's the shot. There's the equalizer. And it's Fortune with good timing.
Dre Fortune, a terrific right-footed shot into the side netting. Perfect placement. He's had 2 long shots on goal already in this match, so you know the radar has been working really well. This time, he puts it past Wormel after nice work. Could have had a penalty possibility from Mark Segbers there. Wasn't whistled, and thankfully it wasn't, because it was a perfect right-footed strike from Dre Fortune that equalizes this match at 1.
How about Lamar? Found Fortune. He put it away. The 2 guys that are iffy, that are at 100%, and they tie this thing up 1-1. So here you are, 25th minute. Just as you predicted, we may get a bunch of scoring.
I think it's going to be that kind of a night. You see each team has shown a lot of danger with their front men out there, and once again, a response from 901 FC. This team has no problem going down. It's, not necessarily the ideal situation, but it just doesn't really faze them anymore. They're happy to jump back and to equalize this thing. And again, they've been the better team in this match. They certainly deserve the equalizer and more.
That is the first goal this year for Dre Fortune. And really, that was a 3-man game, too, because Segbers set it up. There could have been a penalty, as you said. Not called. Memphis continues to press as Tulsa tries to advance. There's an easy steal. Fortune again. Here's Kishiadu. He'll take a quick shot. It's wide right.
Yeah, Tulsa a little bit shaken up now. You can see that they've gotten a little bit concerned after giving up that goal. They've lost their composure a bit. I even saw off camera, Dave, number 2, Kevin Garcia, one of the central defenders, just slip and fall on the pitching mound, where the pitching mound would be, out of nowhere. And he just has lost his composure. Kishiadu, that left foot, very strong, slid past the post, but another dangerous strike from distance.
I wasn't sure if Wormel didn't just get a little bit of his forearm on that to make sure it went past. Again, the press by 901 FC. That is not a stellar kick, and it'll be Memphis's ball.
Well, you could see Tulsa's a little bit on tilt right now. They don't look quite together. Seeing a lot of pointing, a lot of gesturing, a little loss of composure. 901 FC can take full advantage of this. There may be another quick goal here.
Kishiadu with the dice steal. Brock Evans will play it back, and now a little patience. Here's Leston Paul. He's the captain. Being held is Lamar. Into the box again, and Tulsa's very fortunate there.
Yeah, you don't often see referees make that call. He was certainly being grabbed. They allow a little bit of that in the box, but something Tulsa's got to keep an eye on. If he goes down, or if you see that shirt really getting pulled, then that's gonna elicit a penalty. That could have elicited a card. It's not going to. Garcia seems to be letting a lot of things go. At least it's a foul, but that probably should have been a card. That was a pretty nasty little challenge.
That was Bourgeois with a nice little hip check, I would say. Ben Pierman says that's all right. Keep fighting. Brock Evans will make sure the footwear is good. We've seen a bunch of slipping. On one of those giveaways here, I saw the Tulsa player just absolutely lose some footing.
Oh yeah, I mean we've seen guys spill with no no pressure whatsoever. Let's see what Logue can do here. No, sometimes Logue has been a really good distributor of the ball, so wouldn't have surprised me to see him kind of go long. But no, they're going to build from the back again, build in the possession.
Takers will get it to Segbers, trying to get it into Fortune.
That's
he gets tripped in the box. That's got to get called. Wow. Memphis just
Three penalty shouts.
Getting a call.
3 penalty shouts for 901 FC. Not given.
Man.
That certainly looked. Yeah. Again, didn't
Skylar Thomas's was a easy call because he took.
I mean, there's
the
no.
guy's
He
legs
doesn't
around
get the
from
ball.
under. But you're right. Not quite as blatant, but nonetheless the same result in the box, and you just don't get the call.
Yeah, he doesn't get the ball, and that's number one. He doesn't get the ball. Number two, there was a goal-scoring opportunity there. So those two things working together, that should have been. It certainly one of those three should have been a penalty. Out of the three of them, Memphis 901 FC's owed a penalty at least in this match.
Fortune loses the ball. Costa sends it forward. Kisidu everywhere in this match. He has been terrific. Corrales. Other than the penalty kick, there really has not been much offense from Tulsa at all. Skylar Thomas with the steal there. Dakers will play it back.
Well, and immediately you're seeing the team, when they get the ball back, Dave, they're immediately quick in their transitions. They snap it up and they go. And, that's Ben Pierman, I know, has been focused on that a lot in terms of being able to get the ball and go. Get it, go. Get it, go. And, they've done that. As soon as Tulsa's given the ball away, boom, back up the pitch. Let's see what happens. And, in doing that, they've caught Tulsa off guard a couple of times. So they can build slowly in possession, as you're seeing here, but they've also shown an idea of being dynamic in the counterattack.
Well, he did. He said he wanted to bring fullbacks up against this team. I think he realizes he's a little quicker up front. Michael Nguyen, I'm sure, saying to his team, we've got to possess it a little bit longer, be more patient. Tied at 1, 31st minute.
Well, there was obviously the penalty, Dave, and then there was a really good opportunity for FC Tulsa right after the penalty. But from that, taking that part out of it, Memphis 901 FC has been vastly better than Tulsa in this match.
That was the Marlon Santos header that went over the crossbar.
Yeah, a really good opportunity right after the penalty there. Those were obviously with the penalty, and then that one, two great chances. But since then, it's been all 901 FC. And you pointed him out. He's been so active. Laurent Kisidu, not only in doing the creative work that he can do, but he's also doing the hard work. He's tackling. He's getting the ball back. He's winning it in possession and moving the ball forward. He's doing a lot of work in that midfield that's not always glamorous, and he certainly wasn't doing that earlier in the year. So a lot of credit to him for being willing to put that work in.
Leston Paul plays it back. Memphis trying to build.
And Kisidu was fouled that time in the midfield. Has got a little snap. Sometimes that happens. You get a little bite sometimes.
I think it was actually DaCosta, their star player, who we know does it all. But he came back there and was a little physical.
Looks like Kisidu, thankfully, is okay. Got the foot.
Segbers finds a little space. Remember, he set up the first goal. What a move. He scores! Found the left corner with a great move. 2-1 Memphis. Segbers' second goal of the year and the first lead in this one for 901 FC.
What a terrific strike from the right side. Mark Segbers, welcome back to the side after the one-game suspension. Looked like might have been an idea if you see Kyle Murphy calling for it on the far side of the pitch. Thought he was going to cross it. Instead, he saw the keeper hanging a little too close to that near post, saw the opportunity. Not an easy strike at all. Very difficult to place it from that position, but he put it in perfectly. Both Memphis goals have gone inside on that left side netting, and it's 2-1, and just like that, 901 FC with a deserved one-goal lead.
Segbers absolutely blew by Jorge Luis Corrales. I mean, just ran by him. And when he set up the first goal, he made the same kind of move. This time he had more space to operate, and that was a bullet. And Memphis with their first lead as we enter the 35th minute.
Well, getting that balance right has been so important. In Segbers, early in the match, when he got forward, he was leaving gaps, and they didn't quite have the communication. That's what led to the penalty from Skylar Thomas. But since then, they've kind of figured that out, and Segbers has been getting forward increasingly, and he's completely dominated Corrales on that side of the pitch. He's gotten to the touchline, probably could have had a penalty, multiple opportunities there. It's been complete domination down that right side from Mark Segbers, and he caps it off with an absolutely phenomenal strike.
Well, three guys that were not factors. Segbers wasn't there. Fortune and Lamar really only played the last couple of minutes in the Louisville game. Not around for that. Neither was Kyle Murphy. It's a different team with these guys.
Well, and the thing is, Murphy has really not even been involved, but his presence, makes the defenders have to really be aware. Like you have to know where Murphy is at all times. He was calling for that ball on the far side. He was there. It could have been, if you want to make that cross, that would have been probably a good opportunity for Murphy. But I mean, listen, you can't fault Segbers. If you can finish like that, hey, take a pop.
And there he is again. This time he gives it up. Dakers into the middle. Here's Kissiadou. Feeds it for Fortune, and that one gets knocked away.
What a move that was from 901 FC. The move of the match, maybe the move of the season. 5 or 6 balls put together. Great passing, great interplay, a golden opportunity, and a nice save from Wormel. Look at the 1-2 back right there to Fortune, and Fortune couldn't quite dig it out from the underside of his foot. His foot got a little bit too in there. He just can't quite get it in there, but boy, what a great, the build-up to that was spectacular. Great passing from 901 FC, and FC Tulsa really struggling now to deal with a rampant offensive attack from 901 FC.
You know, they do those one-touch drills. There were 3 or 4 one-touch passes in that sequence that were just a thing of beauty, and Wormel made a great save because Tulsa was on the rocks. That could have been a 3-1 lead, and Wormel's got to come out again as Lamar was pressing.
No question about it. Tulsa in real trouble here because they have, it would probably behoove them to kind of settle down and maintain some possession for a little while because they have been completely dominated in the last 15, 20 minutes of this match.
If you're a Memphis fan, you would love to see one more because the last few minutes of a half or a game have not been their best friend the last couple of years. The end of the first half in stoppage time against Louisville. Memphis goalie Cody Cropper on a knuckleball from about 40 yards out that went in, sort of changed the complexion of the game. You don't want that to happen again if you're Ben Pierman and this team that's played so hard and rallied down from a 1-0 deficit. Kyle Murphy with a good job of staying with the play. Dakers again. Final 3 minutes of regulation in this opening half.
Well, so much of the action has been on that right side of the attack, this near side on your screen, as you see the combination play so good between Dakers, Fortune, Segbers, the 3 of those, and then Kissiadou coming in with his cameos a time or two. It's been really, really good work, and every time they attack down that flank, they are getting opportunities, whether they be crosses or whether they be long shots. They're getting those chances. If you look against Segbers, is in acres of space.
Until he did.
Fortune saves. Nice play.
There he is.
Segbers found Dakers, and here's your building.
Or should I say Dakers of space?
It seems as if he creates that. He and Segbers together. This time they combine to lose it. And a run now for Santos, who scored their only goal. And there is an injured Tulsa player down. No stoppage of play yet.
Now the referee's going to stop it as the ball gets pulled back. That should be a yellow card for Dre Fortune. That was a nasty challenge. Mistimed, just an ugly one from Fortune. I think it deserved yellow card from Fortune, but I have to say that there's probably been one or two deserved on the other side that have not been given either.
So Fortune gets his 6th yellow of the year. This comes when he gets his first goal of the year to give 901 FC the lead 2-1, and that was pretty egregious. I'm with you.
Well, and again, I would just encourage, don't go to ground when it's wet unless you're absolutely sure of what you're doing. I would, and maybe not even then, because you will slide. You're gonna. It's just not gonna work the way that you expect it to work. Boy, oh boy!
No stoppage there. Wow.
That's
everybody's hitting the deck. Paul goes down.
Oh my God! This is.
And here.
Finally, the official pulls it back. I think after Leston Paul got taken down, no foul.
And Segers is pleading.
Yeah, Leston Paul is the one who's pleading, but he's begging, saying, "Please."
Oh yeah.
Because he got hacked down, without a doubt. And Garcia is not in the mood to give up much of anything. Well, you watch this. This is as stone cold. It's not even close to the ball. Taken down, certainly a foul, at the very least a foul, and probably a card because it was so egregious, but it was barely whistled.
Well, it was a good late whistle because Rivas had a lot of space up front. Here's Murphy, slides it over to Fortune, and Wormel will come out.
Well, we mentioned, would the officiating be consistent? I guess in that sense it has been consistent. I mean, Garcia's basically telling you got to pull out a gun if you're going to.
A lot of non-calls. You're right.
Get some kind of call against you here.
We are into stoppage time.
Not quite.
Oh yeah.
Oof.
And,
first good opportunity for Tulsa in a while.
And a very nice defensive play.
Could not control it, unfortunately for Tulsa, and that gave
Evans a chance.
Yeah, that gave Breck Evans the opportunity to come in there. But a nice cross from DaCosta, and kind of just sort of chinned it down a little bit. Couldn't quite bring it under control.
Yeah, that was a tough play for Rivas because that thing from DaCosta came like a bullet right at the knee. Here is the corner. Did he slip on that?
I think he did, yeah.
DaCosta controls. This is headed to Cropper, and that is actually a shot on goal and a save.
Yeah, really nice diagonal cross and a pretty good header. Didn't have enough on it. Cross didn't allow for you to get much power on that header, but it was well positioned and a nice save. And give Cody Cropper something to do because he's been a little bit bored over the last little bit. You can see there as he just launches it into the stands.
Those kind of doldrums are good if you're Ben Pierman.
It is. It's being a goalkeeper is very tough because you can go for 15, 20 minutes out there and you don't have a whole lot to do, and then boom, you're called into action and you better be ready.
Can't watch the match? Turn on Sirius XM FC 157. That's North America's only 24/7 source of soccer radio, featuring Ray Hudson, Tony Miola, Rodney Marsh, and USL All Access with Mike Watts and Devin Kerr every Tuesday night at 7. You can also hear live action from the USL, MLS, Premier League, and more, all on Sirius XM FC 157 and the SXM app. Closing minutes, first half, and has been dominated by 901 FC.
Tulsa with probably their best stretch of the half here. Really nice ball.
Corellis. That's too far, headed away. Now the most possession time, I think, since early in the game, the last 2 minutes. And a sweet move, centered in front, and that is punched away by Cody Cropper.
Yeah, an absolutely fantastic move on that right side. It was devastating to the defender. There was not a whole lot that he could do, but Cropper was there when he needed to be, made an important punch.
So if he was bored earlier on, he's been busy the last 2 or 3 minutes. A little too physical there, Memphis ball.
You see right here a little step over, cross back, and Breck Evans was on a different planet there, and he couldn't unfortunately, for Tulsa, playing that ball back, played it way too hard, and it ends up just sort of deflecting off the striker rather than giving him a real opportunity. If you take a little off of that ball, probably would have been a great goal-scoring opportunity. So
Rivas was right there. So
thankfully for 901 FC, Rivas couldn't have a whole lot to do with it, and now it looks like Evans is down.
He is, looks like, inner portion of his right leg. In case you're just joining us, Tulsa scored first. Skylar Thomas was a little too rough with the one of the heart and souls of Tulsa early in the game on Corrales. They gave a penalty kick. It was taken by Marlon Santos, and he made this thing 1-0. And then Memphis really controlled since then.
It's been pretty much all 901 FC, and you're seeing now the call for a switch, as it looks like he's going to be unable to continue. That is,
he's been pretty steady the last few weeks too.
Well, and you obviously hate to see that no matter what, but at this time of the match and in this particular situation, it's really tough. So he's going to limp off is Breck Evans and get some treatment on that far side of the field. And the substitution is going to be made pretty quickly from 901 FC.
Miller,
Zach Carroll's going to come
in. Substitution, extra time here. It's 3 minutes is what we will be getting after the injuries there, and 3 goals scored in this game.
And Zach Carroll, I think, he'll make his entry into the match. Well, I'm going to say that, and it looks like Alan Nguyen is getting unstripped now. They had initially shown Carroll's number on the board, but perhaps a change of system, a little bit of a change of mind from Ben Pierman.
Alan Nguyen had been a forward for most of this year. He played in the back against Louisville the other night, so he's a guy being a Swiss knife here, doing whatever he can to get on the field and help out.
Well, at this point, I don't think that there has actually been a substitution. As it looks like Evans is trying to Evans is back on the pitch. He's trying to. He's going to try to stay in the game for now. Maybe try to take it into halftime for these next couple of minutes, and then if you need to make your switch, because it may involve a little bit of a change of tactical system.
Again, this
has
been a dangerous time for Memphis in these games. Dakers tries to play it ahead. Fortune able to take the contact, and there's the call from the referee Garcia. And another 901 FC player down, and it is Drake Fortune. Scored a goal in this game, his first of the year.
Yeah, and he's played really well. He's had a number of shots on target, and then obviously the equalizing goal. Caught one in the hip, and he's not been 100%. Something that you could say about pretty much every player wearing black out there. Not quite 100%. He's going to get up, and it looks like he's going to be okay. But all these guys have gone through their paces this year, Dave. It's been a bruising campaign.
I don't think this halftime can come quick enough. This one high in the box, and there is warm out. Equalizer, we mentioned, it did come from Fortune. It was Segbers on a beautiful move and a goal in the lower left corner that gave 901 FC the 2-1 lead. And we're just a few seconds away from taking this thing into the intermission. Trying to get it to Corrales, and Segbers just takes it right away. Murphy in chase. And this thing should be just about over.
officials certainly allowing plenty of extra time.
Yeah.
To,
they said, originally they said 6 minutes, then it was cut to 3, and obviously we're hitting the 4th minute.
Well, I mean, it was 3-3 was the announcement. That's a minimum of 3. That you can add on extra based on things that happened within the stoppage time. There was a slight injury to Dre Fortune. There was the injury that probably wasn't fully accounted for to Breck Evans. So that 3 has turned down to 4+. And I would imagine that there'll be one opportunity here, and that'll be it.
Here's Rivas. It's an easy one for Cropper.
And there you go.
And finally, halftime has arrived. So this was interesting. Memphis, certainly the better team in the first half. They went through stretches, maybe 15 minutes. They totally dominated. They were down 1-0 on a penalty kick, and they came back with 2 beautiful goals to take the lead.
It was a good opportunity to show your mettle, and that's exactly what Memphis 901 FC did. Faced with an early challenge, they came back, much the better team, a deserved 2-1 lead. Could have been 3 or 4-1. Now, some work to do, but you're 45 minutes closer to sealing up that 3rd seed.
Evans had gotten banged up. It's good to see him walking off. So here's the one that put Memphis ahead. The quick move right past Corrales. There's Segbers, and there's a 2-1 halftime lead.
Tex-Mex. Tex-Mex. Termites.
Don't mess up your deck with Tex-Mex. Terminex. Here to help. Don't burn down the duplex. Terminex.
Chick-fil-A Community Champions are inspiring. They compassionately serve urgent needs that few know exist. Champions like Camp Chambers enhance and enrich the lives of youth through education, mentorship, hands-on life skills, and hosting several community initiatives. Their newest project, a bullying, gun violence, and parenting forum, occurs every Saturday in October. It's free to the public, and families are encouraged to attend. Find out how you can help Chick-fil-A Community Champions at actionnews5.com/champions.
At AutoZone, you get what you need when you need it. Got a today job? Pick it up free same day at your local AutoZone. More of a tomorrow project? Order as late as 10 p.m. with free next day delivery. Getting the job done just got easier.
Weird. Come on. Great. You for real? So maybe just a cable?
We can help you.
Welcome to America's #1 battery destination. AutoZone, your battery solution.
We're a city with soul, grit and grind. From sunup to sundown, with every action you take, you make Memphis, Memphis. And we're here every step of the way, taking action for you.
It means we've got your back.
Telling your stories.
Watching out for your family.
It's what we do every day. Action News 5, taking action for you.
Beautiful night. Now the rain has stopped. Memphis up 2-1 on FC Tulsa. The rain was a factor early on in the game, and so much at stake here. You look at it, Memphis and Tulsa all tied up, 44 points apiece. Birmingham, the class of the division, Louisville right behind them.
Well, I like to look at the live table. You can go ahead and add 3 more points to Memphis 901 FC right now, as it stands at halftime, with a goal differential of 2 and Tulsa -1. That would be the thing. If you can get yourself clear by a lot, then you'll feel very confident about sealing up that 3rd spot. A win tonight pretty much does it. There is that rare opportunity, for each team that's got one more match, and I suppose theoretically, if Memphis 901 FC were to take a huge loss and Tulsa make a huge win, you could maybe make up that goal difference, but it would be very, very tough to do. So with a win tonight, you'd feel very confident.
You would. And if there was a draw, Memphis is playing Indy 11 on Saturday. Tulsa is playing the OKC Energy. So a draw means everything is still up for grabs. The 3 points probably puts whoever wins it into the driver's seat. And the most important part is, If you're in fourth in this Central Division, you avoid the winner of the Atlantic Division, which is the Tampa Bay Rowdies.
Yeah, Tampa Bay is phenomenal. I mean, that's the thing. They are on 68 points, 22 wins this year. They've been really phenomenal. Instead, you play a much more challenging, a difficult team in Charlotte. Charlotte's a very good team, but that's a far less of a challenge than playing the Rowdies.
Halfway home here at AutoZone Park in Memphis, a goal up on FC Tulsa.
Today, as you step onto the field, you step into your purpose. You step strong. You step hard. Con toda la fuerza de mujer. You step up.
Roll it down.
I am.
You don't need a car to listen to Sirius XM. You can listen anywhere. You know that, right?
What? Kevin Hart's Laugh Out Loud Radio.
Kevin, you could use your phone.
What? What?
Alexa, play Kevin Hart's Laugh Out Loud Radio on Sirius XM.
What?
This is how I know you're getting old. I guess that was it.
What?
I am a first-generation student here at Bellevue University. I feel like if I were to have gone to a different university, my experience would have been a lot more stressful and overwhelming, because I feel like I wouldn't have gotten that personal experience that Bellevue University has to offer.
Today, as you step onto the field, you step into your purpose. You step strong. You step hard. Con toda la fuerza de mujer. You step up.
Tex-Mex.
Tex-Mex. Termites.
Don't mess up your deck with Tex-Mex. Terminex, here to help. Don't burn down the duplex. Terminex.
At AutoZone, you get what you need when you need it. Got a today job? Pick it up free same day at your local AutoZone. More of a tomorrow project? Order as late as 10 p.m. with free next day delivery. Getting the job done just got easier.
Weird. Come on. Great. You for real? So maybe just a cable?
We can help you.
Welcome to America's #1 battery destination, AutoZone, your battery solution.
At Chick-fil-A Caraway Village, we always look forward to seeing Ellie. Nick also.
Ellie just gets excited and bolts right towards them.
She loves to come and get the bag and trots right back to Nick.
We never even had to ask them to hand her the bag. The team members just automatically knew to do it. It was just that little thing, that level of customer service that kind of blew my mind.
We're just really glad that Nick shared Ellie with us. We take care of our guests, whether they're two-legged or four-legged.
Memphis 901 FC Soccer is brought to you by Terminix, defenders of home, and by AutoZone. Get in the zone.
Not too far away from second half action. Memphis on top of Tulsa 2-1. Clarification: if Memphis does win this game, the head-to-head goes to tiebreakers with who would have the most, and Memphis would have won the series 3-1.
Yes, indeed. And they would be in good shape for sure. And you look around the USL Championship, Birmingham, after Louisville really got off to a great start earlier in the season, Birmingham has been the better team for the second half of the year with a two-point advantage for top spot in the Central, and they will play Louisville Saturday. That will determine top seed in the Central. Huge right there.
Last year, I watched the Riverhounds, and they've always impressed me. They seem to be bigger and more experienced than most of the USL teams. They took a 1-0 victory over Miami in a match that started in the 66th minute after a controversial call. You mentioned this last game from the teams meeting earlier in the year.
It was a weird situation that Pittsburgh should have taken a 2-0 lead over Miami, but they disallowed a goal, that officiating crew, that they shouldn't have. And so the USL Championship took the extraordinary matter of restarting the match in the 66th minute, and Pittsburgh went ahead and hung on to that victory that put a couple points back on the board because they ended up drawing them.
And then don't forget, you've got the game on Saturday. Hopefully it won't mean that much against Indy 11. These are the scores around the league tonight. There's the Pittsburgh and Miami score. Charlotte up on Loudoun. And then
that's a final there.
That is done. And then 0-0, the Monarchs and Rio Grande
Well,
Valley.
again, keep an eye on Charlotte because that's the team that Memphis 901 FC would likely play in the playoffs. So fingers crossed that the boys in 901 can finish this thing off. And if you look at the first half stats, Dave, it's been pretty much all Memphis 901 FC.
Even time of possession on Memphis's side. Looking good for Ben Pierman and company. Back in a minute, we got the second half coming your way here at AutoZone Park.
Hi, welcome to Sonic. May I take your order?
2 Sonic grilled cheese double burgers.
I'm on it.
Order up.
Sonic grilled cheese double burger ready for pickup.
Chick-fil-A community champions are inspiring. Champions like Camp Chambers enhance and enrich the lives of youth through education, mentorship, hands-on life skills, and hosting several community initiatives. Learn more at actionnews5.com/champions.
The Great American Furniture and Mattress Outlet has stacked our floors deep and selling cheap. Save up to 70%. Need it now? Our outlets have it in stock and at great savings. Just take a look at these great values. And yes, I said in stock. Save now, have it now. It's all in stock, ready for immediate pickup or express delivery. Furniture, mattresses, accessories you'll love at the Great American Furniture and Mattress Outlets. Perimeter Mall, Memphis, Olive Branch, Mississippi, Germantown Parkway, or shop online at GoGAHS.com.
Chick-fil-A community champions are inspiring. Champions like Camp Chambers enhance and enrich the lives of youth through education, mentorship, hands-on life skills, and hosting several community initiatives. Learn more at actionnews5.com/champions.
I need a Mocha Crunch Blast, please. You got it.
I'm on the Mocha Fudge.
We're gonna need more espresso chunks.
Order up.
Sonic Mocha Crunch Blast.
2-1 halftime score here at AutoZone Park. Rain stopped, thank goodness, as we get set for 45 more minutes. I know Ben Pierman has to be pleased. Your team coach, very resilient once again, coming from down 1-2-1, and you were dominating.
Yeah, we played a really good half. I thought we moved the ball really well. They got in behind us 5-6 minutes in. They got a penalty. To be candid, I thought we could have had at least 2 or 3 penalties, but we're playing a good game. The problem is that that's only a half. We got to push on for the second half in match intensity, be disciplined, cannot concede fouls. We have to be smart here.
Ben, how pleased have you been with the interplay over on the right side of the pitch with Dakers and Segbers and everyone linking up really well together?
Yeah, that's been going on all season. They tried to make a change on it. We've got to continue pushing back. We got to make a change at left back, due to an injury. So we got to find good balance here. But, that right side's been a threat all season, and to get a couple goals coming from there has been great.
By the way, we agree with you on the 2 or 3 calls that were not called.
Yeah. Hopefully it evens out maybe in the playoffs.
Thank you, Ben. We
Thanks,
appreciate it. So here is
Thank you.
really the way Memphis was pressing the whole game. This was early. This was the foul and the penalty kick for Tulsa.
Yeah, and Skylar Thomas, no need to go to the ground there. It was a pretty easy penalty. I would have said that, except that there have been a few quote-unquote easy penalties that weren't given for Memphis 901 FC either. That was the second chance for Tulsa, but from that point on, it was all 901 FC. Dre Fortune with a couple of long opportunities. That could have been a penalty. Wasn't given, and instead it ends up with Dre Fortune equalizing, putting it in the back of the net, and putting the goggles on as well. Segber's right there. What a terrific move. Look at the step overs. One touch, boom, into the back of the net, 2-1. And again, could have been more. Really, that one was one of the best moves of the match. Unfortunately, Dre Fortune couldn't get it out from under his feet. But Dave, it's been pretty much all 901 FC, and deserved lead, and probably deserved bigger lead.
You mentioned Cody Cropper being bored, and then you had that nice punch out. Everybody played the role in this one, but as Ben Pierman said, it's a 90-minute game. You're only halfway home.
And he talked about the interplay. We really have not. And there's Kyle Murphy, who did not have a whole lot of touches in that in the match in the first half. But there's going to be more to come from Murphy.
And there's one that will go through. Murphy is sitting at the top of the box. So yeah. You didn't get Murphy many touches, but honestly, their big star, Rodrigo DeCosto, he did not get many touches either. Lamar tried to get something going there. That was just a miss-hit.
Yeah, dug that into the ground. But you're right. I think it was a really good half. And sometimes 901 FC makes it a little difficult on themselves. A time or two, digging into a hole. But boy, if you can get out of it like that, and you can get inspired and play the way they did for the majority of that half, maybe it's not the worst thing in the world. Sometimes teams need a little kick up the keister to kind of start the match. That's exactly what seems to have happened with 901 FC. A third place spot on the line, as we mentioned, and Memphis 901 FC less than 45 minutes away. Playing like this, they will clinch it if they continue to play as well as they play.
I wonder if Elton Garcia's approach will be a little bit more observant of physical play. He let a lot go, as Ben Pierman mentioned, 2 or 3 calls. One could have been a penalty kick in the box that you didn't get. Already we saw a quicker whistle from Garcia than we did in the first half.
Yeah, it may change. It's not raining anymore. And so, the pitch is still wet, obviously, but, it will be maybe a little bit easier for the players to deal with, and maybe that limits some of the physicality. Maybe Garcia was allowing for that with the rain and guys slipping around a little bit. I don't know, but I want to see consistency from the officiating. So if you're going to let stuff go, that's fine. Just let everything go as much as you can. Don't start, calling ticky-tack things now at this point in the pitch, or at this point in the match, when guys have already kind of become accustomed to a more physical match.
This will be a corner kick for Tulsa. There were not that many Celtic crossing corners for either side in that opening 45 minutes.
One thing to keep an eye on, the wind is whipping up pretty heavily. And it's blowing right into in Tulsa's favor right now. They're playing with the wind. That's not really typically a big factor, but on those kinds of corners and balls that get through the air, sometimes that can be a factor for a goalkeeper. So keep that in mind. The wind is blowing pretty heavily. If you look at the corner flags, you can see them being blown a little bit here. So just something to kind of keep an eye on for this corner. Cropper's got to be careful about this.
Well, he mentioned, by the way, Ben Pierman did, that he had to make a switch. I think it's Alan Nguyen who has come in.
Yeah, Nguyen has come in.
And he was the man that was on DeCosta on this last play. And this one gets headed away. That'll be off Tulsa.
Yeah, Nguyen coming in to play in that left back role. And again, he's a guy that can get forward. He's playing, he's played left back a couple times, but probably more of a forward player. But that's okay given where you are right now. You see Cody Cropper, divot right there.
I think he's become sort of a landscape artist here about his own part.
Well, there have been a couple of divots to be quite honest, out of that infield turf. It's much harder for that infield turf to deal with the rain than it is the rest of the turf.
There was no call on that one. Very physical. And here's the steal. Here's Kissiadou, who's been really good, trying to go far post.
Good dangerous cross again from Kissiadou.
Into the box. Oh, almost for Kissiadou. Sends it back. Here's Paul with a shot. It goes over the crossbar.
Two really good opportunities on that sequence. If Kissiadou could have taken that first time, he really had a great goal-scoring opportunity, but he couldn't quite take that first pass. It ends up going back to Dakers, who scooped it over. But two good opportunities again early in the second half for 901 FC.
That was Dakers, and that was good positioning, just not as accurate as you would have liked. Here's Nguyen. Kissiadou across. They were looking for Murphy. That was just too far. I mentioned Kyle Murphy, 5th in the league in scoring with 18 goals, just hasn't had touches to me.
Well, and that's okay. I mean, again, the game plan is working pretty well for Ben Pierman, and you heard him how happy he was with the interplay on the right side of the pitch. And if that means that Murphy is more of a decoy, then so be it. I think Kyle Murphy would be perfectly happy to end the game goalless if it meant 901 FC hanging on to this victory. And I think he will get more opportunities, Dave. And you saw, Segbers was looking for him there, just didn't get enough bend on the ball. But they're very, very well aware of his presence.
This portion of the game brought to you by Ghost River. It's their proud sponsor and partners of Memphis 901 FC. Our roots run deep. Ghost River Brewing.
Keep asking for a Ghost River Gold up here. They just don't listen to me.
Have not delivered.
It's very disappointing.
I do recall earlier in the year you bet.
I've been asking for it. It's unfortunate.
I think it's beyond just asking.
Yeah. At this point, it's begging, really.
Yeah, exactly.
I'd take it now, even. I think if 901 FC clinches third, I think that they
absolutely.
I'd like to have one. I think that would just be appropriate.
A toast could be made.
Frankly, yeah, absolutely.
Long way to go before we're toasting any Ghost River.
Now, the unique situation there that only happens in AutoZone Park, the ball goes out of play and into the minor league dugout, where you have to go retrieve it from the helmet rack, which I think is where it ended up.
Kissiadou again in the heart of all the action, and on the run. Here's Murphy. That is onside. Murphy looking for Nguyen. There's a save off a good left foot from Alan Nguyen.
Great ball from Murphy, setting up Nguyen, who was running on that overlap perfectly. Fabulous footwork from Kissiadou in the build-up to that play. Got it to Murphy, and Murphy, very unselfish, looking and kind of took a little glance over his shoulder, saw Nguyen, and then set it in without even really paying, like turning his head, kind of a no-look pass almost after he took a little glance. And Nguyen, put the keeper under pressure.
Just could not finish it. And Cody Cropper will pick it up.
Again, they've seen a number of really nice offensive sequences in this match from 901 FC. Good interplay, good passing, good moves. It's not just lump it up there and let Kyle Murphy take a crack at it. You're seeing them really build up in the play.
I don't think I've ever seen them pass better. In the 3 years now that we've been doing this, the one-touch passing they've had, the communication between each other, the really good looks, even though only 2 have gone in, they have been outstanding.
No, there's no question about it. It's been a really impressive performance. That said, you're still only up a goal. You got to be careful.
And that was Alan Nguyen with some pretty good D. Santos, who did score their goal, and a goalkeeper really tried. Here's the look.
Look at Murphy kind of took a little glance and then no-look pass to Nguyen, and Nguyen, it was a nice save from Romel, who was, he's had a tough night. But that was a good one. He was well positioned.
He did. He came out and cut the angle down beautifully.
That, by the way, was a foul. It was good defense, sure, but it was a foul that was just not called. This is Garcia is continuing the officiating. Like I said, I guess if you're going to be consistent, that's fine, but that was
right.
He basically shoved him to the ground with 2 hands.
And look at Kissy continue to just out-hustle everybody. You know, you've got speed. Here's another chance. Lamar runs it down. Nguyen reset. Paul. And that was misplayed. Here's a chance at a counter for Tulsa. DaCosta just a little behind the forward. And that one is deflected away. Run down by Santos. And beautifully headed away because DaCosta was right there. It remains 2-1. We're in the 56th minute.
Got to be careful in that counter attack. You saw Tulsa still with the opportunity, but you could see the lack of, athleticism. They're not the fastest team, and you could tell in the counter attack they were not able to really get out in front and cause 901 FC too much difficulty. Rivas, so that ball had been played a little farther in front of him, maybe, but 901 FC was able to get back, and I think they feel pretty confident they're pushing men forward against this Tulsa attack because they feel like they can recover in time, and so far they have.
Nguyen with the quick throw-in. It was Paul who tried to guide it over to Kissy. Santos on the press for Tulsa. He's got a big physical build. And then just miscommunication. I don't think that was deflected away. It should be Memphis ball.
No, it's a Memphis throw. And again, not just not able to put it together. Tulsa's really not done a whole lot in that final third, apart from getting that penalty. They really haven't done much else throughout the match. Not too many great opportunities. Now, they still carry a threat, and they've still got goal scoring and creativity from DaCosta. But 901 FC, I think, again, you're seeing them feel more and more confident to kind of push some of the fullbacks a little further forward to press their advantage a bit in the midfield. And they've been able to overload at times in that midfield, which has been a big bonus for the squad.
Michael Nguyen, you saw the head coach there. He's got a coat on, and here's another chance for the 901 FC. A big save by Warmel. Here's Lama. Plays it back. Kissy, it's too high.
Not far off from Kissy. Lama had another first-time opportunity that he didn't take. Wanted that touch to settle the ball, and kind of took that opportunity away. But another really good opportunity for 901 FC.
Dakers set it up. Well, that was another good shot by Dakers, huh?
Yeah, it was on target. And right there, Lamar, again, it took too long. Ends up setting up Kissy, so it worked out okay. But if Lamar had taken that rebound first time, he had a really good opportunity and a keeper that was kind of scrambling.
So many chances to go up 2 goals, and Memphis just hasn't been able to get it past Austin Wormel again.
Yeah, I don't want to be the bearer of bad news. Sometimes you see a soccer match where it just looks like one team just, you squander a few opportunities and, bad luck, something like that happens. And, Tulsa do not deserve to be tied in this match, but, another weird penalty or something. You just really would like to go ahead and get that 2-goal lead to make yourself feel better.
And that will be Andre Fortune. Bourgeois making his case. And Moloto puts it into play. Yeah, you're tempting the fates. That one misplayed.
The thing about soccer is even
the fans have skill.
Even the fans have skill. Well done. The thing about soccer is it's not about deserving. It can be a very cruel game. Check this out right here. Boom!
How would you grade that skill?
You know, not bad. Like, you got to get the head. He kind of got under it a little bit, but that's not bad.
No.
That's not bad at all from
Good
the fan.
action. Yeah.
No, I would say it's not the most efficient way to get the ball out to the field. He's still had some work to do.
Got him on TV, didn't
Not bad. Got a little bonus there. Hey, listen, if push comes to shove, worse comes to worse, put him in defense. He's got the jersey on.
Or in my case, they put me up front and they said, just go stand by the far post. And a guy like Matt O'Sullivan will get you the ball. There's some pressure by Kyle Murphy.
It was more of a tough-minded midfielder. That's getting the tackle a little bit.
I'm sure you were taking guys out.
No question. And with my prodigious head, I could really knock that ball, get after it on the headers. I can promise you.
There was compression on that soccer
baby.
ball.
Oh, baby. Oh,
Here's
yeah.
Lamar into the middle. That was a little behind and still a chance. Nice feet. Here's Lamar. Win right back to Lamar. Two-man game? No. Went to Fortune. Good defense that time by Kevin Garcia.
Very difficult for Fortune. Tried a little turn, one-touch turn, and that's hard to pull off at that point. He'd done that. I mean, he's had a great game, and you might as well try it now. But tough to pull that one off.
61st minute. Memphis has had all the opportunities. Two really good ones here in the second half. Here's the counter from Tulsa. And Alan Nguyen heads that right back to Cody Crocker.
Anytime Tulsa's put under some pressure in their defense, they don't look like they're really stable. They look a little shaky back there. You're seeing some pressure being put on from the forwards, and it's causing some issue for Tulsa. I think continue that pressure. Make them work a little bit.
Now the Mafia moved upstairs underneath the overhang. That's pretty smart. The USL's elite pre-professional platform, US Academy, allows clubs to build a pathway to pro soccer by bringing together top local youth talent and helping players to transition to their USL senior teams. For more information, visit USL-Academy.com. In Memphis, the last game had an Academy player, Max Talley, got on against Louisville.
Good to see him get his full debut. Thrill for the youngster, Dre Fortune.
Oh.
Nice tackle there to get the ball back.
Kiss you do, ahead to win. He finds LeBron. That's Murphy. Couldn't quite turn. Excellent defense by Tulsa on Murphy. Heads up play. Memphis gets back. Throw in for Bourgeois. Santos knocked away. Alan Nguyen says that went off of Santos, and yes, it did. You just saw Bradley Bourgeois. He's never missed the playoffs. He's their captain in the 6 years he has played in the USL. And, he was generous to Memphis in one of the 901's wins. He had an own goal. And here comes the substitution. Aduro is going to come in, and Trey Fortune will get a seat and a little bit of well-earned rest. He scored his first goal of the year. He was all over the place.
Yeah, Fortune had a really, really good game. And he took a bit of a knock towards the end of the first half, and he hasn't been 100%. And so I think Ben Pierman now having a conversation with him. Might want to be kind of keep an eye on him and make sure that he's healthy for the remainder of the season. But also, you bring in Adoro for a little more steel in that midfield to make sure that you get the tackle, make sure that you hang on to this one-goal lead, and Adoro can certainly do that. He's a good holding midfielder.
And that time the call will be against Memphis.
And Adoro slots in, as you would expect, with two holding midfielders alongside Leston Paul, as a little bit more of a conservative situation. Ben Pierman just trying to make sure that they take care of business in the second half. One of the things you also see in the second half is Tulsa has adjusted and have shifted a lot of their defensive attention.
Bourgeois dumped that in, by the way. Still loose. That's a lucky break.
And you see they've shifted a lot of their defensive attention over to the right side of that pitch. That's where so much of the damage was coming. You've seen now Lamar and getting more involved in the left side, more Nguyen. A lot of that action's been shifted, but to be frank, that's a sort of a win for Tulsa, because with respect to Lamar and Nguyen, Segler's and Dakers are more dangerous on that right side. So Tulsa, I think that's to their advantage that sort of thing has happened. Bringing in Adoro is going to hopefully allow them to have a platform to work from.
And that's Rivas, and that ball deflected away. Good defense by the 901.
Yeah, and a corner here. So to kind of, we'll have to take a look in the next 2 or 3 minutes and see kind of how the shape evolves in this match. But Adoro is going to allow you to solidify things defensively.
You see Lowe directing traffic, Cody Cropper. And here's Malota, the midfielder. Dumped in, looking for DaCosta, and Memphis clears it away.
Yeah, imperious header from Logue. He's no nonsense all the way.
Duro puts that up front. Yes, you do. And that would go off the 9-1.
Kiss You Do stays down and calls for help while a substitute comes in, Dario Suarez.
He is a very effective player. 9 goals, their second leading scorers, second in assists with 4. Ben Pierman said today wasn't sure if Suarez would be able to play. He's been injured, and now Segbers is down.
Well, and this is obviously you're concerned anytime you see something like this. It's been from an injury standpoint, you've seen Breck Evans having to be taken off because of an injury. Now you see another potential injury here.
Well, hopefully you have time to heal. If you win this game, you don't have to worry about Saturday's game with Indy 11. If this thing were to be a draw or a loss, now you really got to put a lot of cards on the table, and you're trying to get healthy for the playoffs.
Well, Segbers is such an important player. It looked like, taking a look at that injury again, it looked like he on a standing leg. He kind of took a shot, and when you got pressure on your leg like that, that can be a big problem. Segbers, you've seen tonight how important he is to Memphis 901 FC. He's been super important all year long. Don't want to take any chances with him. It's an important match, though, so you have to kind of balance that out. But it's tough without him. He really does play a huge role for this team.
Yeah, they've checked him out. Let's see how he walks. A little limp to start. Hopefully he gains his usual pace. Ooh, didn't like that.
You're gonna have to keep working on him while play continues. 901 FC will be a man down in the meantime.
And you're talking about one of your top 2 players with Segbers. Good job of shielding. And it'll be Memphis ball. Weston Paul trying to counter.
Segbers is still down over on the far side of the pitch, and they're continuing to kind of work on him there. I think ideally they would not substitute. I think Ben Pierman would prefer for him to go on, clearly with how important he is, but that's why you got to buy a little bit of time right now while they're going over it and trying to figure it out. And if they get the call from the far side of the pitch, as they're sending another physio over to take a look. If they get the call, then they'll have to make that sub. But for now, I don't want to see hoping to hang on a man down until they can kind of assess the situation a little bit better with Segbers, who's back on his feet. Looks like he's okay. He's calling for the official.
Yeah, he's jogging.
So he's saying that he wants to come back on.
That's the good news.
Put both hands up. The official is going to make him come all the way to midfield in order to come back on. But he would be allowed back on eventually, which is nice.
Santos plays it back. Here's Milato. And that's an easy head away. Cross into the box. Good job by Skylar Thomas, and then cleared away by Lamar.
Segbers is now officially back on the pitch. Looks to be.
And that is
okay.
very good news.
Yes, indeed.
Been a while since Memphis has had any kind of threatening possession. 20 minutes left here in regulation. There's a good look at Segbers. How quick is that? Good job. He shielded Suarez. It'll be Memphis ball.
Well, and Segbers, yeah, he had to turn on the jets. He was not running particularly comfortably there, but was able to use his body to shield Suarez and win the throw for 901 FC.
Even though possession time, I think, is in Tulsa's favor this half, there's not really been a true test on Cody Cropper. Here comes Memphis in the counter. Weston Paul finds Nguyen. Here comes an attack. Knocked away. Bakers have set that up very nicely for just a second.
Yeah, great 1-2 on that side there. Couldn't finish it, but always carrying the danger along that. It's very skillful players.
Duro trying to coax that thing away. They call him for the foul.
Little waste of a long ball for Tulsa. And Maduro doing exactly what he is paid to do. Come in there and snap, crackle, pop, make some things happen in that midfield and be a good solid defensive force and kind of hang on to the ball when needed. That's exactly what he's done.
Longtime 901 FC partner Celtic Crossing in Cooper Young has 2 events coming up. You soccer fans need to know about Sips, samples of 3 fine whiskeys, and enjoy as many delicious dishes during a whiskey pairing dinner on October the 28th. You can purchase tickets at eventbrite.com. And then on October 30th, check out the Cider Fest at the pub, complete with 20 ciders from around the globe, specialty food items, live music, and a whole lot more. Make plans to join for both of these fine events and catch up on all the soccer action. It's always happening at Celtic Crossing.
It's tomorrow and Saturday.
Yeah. With 3 whiskeys. That would be a nice salute for what could end up being the victory here if Memphis can hold on or increase the lead. That had to be a handball.
Call that every time.
Take a look at Segbers. You think he is back to 100%?
No, I don't. But I think he's. I think the assessment has been, are you going to do any kind of damage being out here? No, I think it's just a pain thing. Then I think he's going to be. He's definitely running a little bit gingerly, but 80-90% of Segbers is still far better than the alternative.
Whoa, that's off the post. Here's a follow. And it goes into the goal, and just like that, we're tied. Memphis did not do a good job of clearing And here comes that fluky goal you're talking about. And I believe it is Suarez just in the game, his 10th goal of the year.
I think that's going to go down as an own goal from Niall Logue, I believe. From what I could see, this was a deflected shot that goes off the post. Cody Cropper had absolutely no idea what was happening there. Ball gets deflected again, and I think Logue is the one who gets the last touch on it into the back of the net there. So it's going to probably go down. Yep, that's an own goal for Memphis 901 FC. Again, very hard done by, undeserved situation for Tulsa, but when you don't take advantage of the numerous opportunities that you've had, you open yourself up for that. I talked about it's not a fair game, and it's often a cruel game, and that's very cruel on Niall Logue.
Memphis had 3 or 4 chances to make this a 3-1 game. They could not. And here in the 75th minute, it is all knotted up. Here they come again quickly. There's Murphy, and the 901 goes back on top. It didn't take long.
Dave, what do we talk about? This team, sometimes they just need a little kick in the keister. There you go. You want to go ahead and score? Get it right back. They deserve the lead. They've got it back. Great near post run from Kyle Murphy. Perfect ball. And who would you want taking that shot more than number 9, Kyle Murphy?
Welcome back, Kyle Murphy. Where have you been with the injury? 19th goal, none bigger. That makes it 3-2. It was about 25 seconds after the own goal that tied this thing up.
Again, it was such a good response. This team has responded time and time again this year. Once again, put under pressure. Tulsa equalizes, probably undeservedly so, but there you go. And less than a minute later, Memphis 901 FC back on top. I promised you goals in this match, Dave.
You were on the money. No doubt about it. That is exactly what Memphis needed. They had pretty well dominated, and then there's a penalty kick and then an own goal, and suddenly you're tied 2-2. Nothing like Kyle Murphy, though. He's the reason this team got so much better so quickly after they acquired him.
Well, and again, it was coming from down that right side where all the action has been for 901 FC, all the danger. Great ball played across, and a perfect run from Kyle Murphy. He's once again Johnny on the spot, right where he needs to be. Hasn't had very many touches, but might well have had the most important one.
Here's Rivas. And that is Santos again, too far. It'll be a Memphis goal kick. Approaching and getting to the 78th minute now. 3-2.
Substitution coming in as Michael Salazar is going to enter the game for William Lamont. I think this is a good substitution. Lamont seems to have faded a bit in the second half. Haven't seen a lot from him. Not the quickest guy out there. Salazar can provide a little bite in that attack and maybe end up getting that 4th goal. Good opportunity here for 901 FC to go ahead and solidify things. Don't leave it to chance, because we've seen 2 very fluky goals from Tulsa FC tonight, and you don't want to make it a 3rd. That's for sure.
So Lamont and Fortune, who were so involved in the first half, they've been substituted. Salazar comes on. He had a goal against Louisville his last time out. There is quickness there. It was 34 seconds between the own goal and the Kyle Murphy goal that put Memphis back up 3-2.
Phenomenal response. Really was. We've seen it. This team, they have a knack for showing resilience. And that was about as obvious a way to show it as you could possibly imagine right there. Now, Tulsa, you would think, Dave, at this point, they've got 1 or 2 final pushes left in this last 12 minutes plus stoppage time. They're not going to go away quietly. They know how important this match is for them.
Well, this game is as important to them as it is to Memphis. How risky will they be? There is the reminder. The winner tonight clinches 3rd place. Sometimes when you're down, you got to take chances. When you take chances, when you're taking on a team like Memphis, there's the danger of the counter.
Well, and that's one of the things I think that Salazar is in for, because you can, he's got fresh legs and a good finisher. You put him up front, and if Tulsa commits too many men forward, which they are very likely to do, and you see really just they're pushing as many men forward as they can. Salazar should be in position to take advantage of that with quick counter.
Logue heads that one away. It is pinballed back in. And now Cody Cropper, very aware of the time, will slowly pick it up. Now you're sitting here, if you're Ben Pierman, hoping your team maybe get another one, make it real easy on your heart. Well, just hold on here. You don't have to worry about Indy 11 on Saturday. Just have a fun night out here at AutoZone Park Saturday night. Know you got third place, and I'm certain you'll rest a bunch of people so that you're ready for the playoffs. That'll go Memphis' way. And Weston Paul slowly gets up. Under 10 minutes in regulation. Salazar put a little bit of pressure.
Been so impressed with Laurent Kissiedu in this match. He has just marshaled that midfield really well. A lot of creativity, great footwork, and he's always looking for that pass forward. You love to see players that don't mind taking a little bit of a risky pass and trying to get it forward and attack. And he's done that all night and has been really impressive with hard work and also with skill.
That is deflected, but right into the box. There's Santos. What a move. And that ball deflected away. Here is the aforementioned Kissiedu clearing it away. If we were to name a Buff City Soap man of the match now, is it Kissiedu? Is it Segbers the way he played in the first half? Is it Murphy who's giving you the go-ahead lead?
Yeah, I mean, it's tough. It's tough. I'd probably lean Segbers at this point, but there's still 10 minutes or so in the match, and so many players have played their part. Kissiedu would have a strong argument to be made for that honor as well. Even though he hasn't scored a goal, he's been instrumental in setting things up for 901 FC throughout this match.
It must be much colder in Tulsa than it is here. You noticed their trainer, their coach Michael Nguyen, they are wearing coats like it's Namath from the north.
Yeah, I mean, Tulsa's not known for the cold weather. I mean, every now and then, I guess the wintertime comes, but maybe these guys aren't accustomed to it. I don't know. It's not that cold.
Temperature
you're a Chicago guy, though. You're used to
this. Is nothing. Yeah, as a kid in 1963, Bears played the New York Giants at Wrigley Field. It was 20 below zero without a wind chill.
Woo!
They didn't even have wind chill back then.
Woo! Yeah, it's definitely not that at this point right now. It's very pleasant out there, I have to say.
Santos gets that to Rivas. Animus communication there, a little frustration. You could see it in the body language of Bradley Bourgeois, their captain.
Well, and all night that's been an issue for them. They just have not been able to take advantage of opportunities. They've not been able to kind of link up the way that Memphis 901 FC has. And now you're seeing the opportunity here. Lucas Coutinho coming into the game. This is a very much a roll the dice type substitution here. Taking a more defensive-minded player in Corrales off for Coutinho, looking as you would expect to go for a goal here.
And that's a big decision there. Corrales has been really steady the whole game.
Yeah, he's just not, he's not getting forward. Initially he got forward very early in this match, but since then he's not done a whole lot, and Coutinho is much more of a creative player and definitely carries more of weight when it comes to trying to score some goals. So
you see Memphis bringing more people back. How Murphy was playing back, and they try to get in that box, knocked away. Here is Murphy trying to make the turn. He got knocked down, and no call from Garcia.
Well, I will say he stayed pretty consistent most of the night, and that he's not calling anything at all.
He does call that one. Oh, and he just gave a yellow card to Murphy.
Well,
some of that was the frustration, I think, for that thing not getting called when he was brought down.
For sure, Murphy getting that yellow card out of some frustration. But I would say in most officials, you can't really have much complaint. He grabbed his shirt with both hands. That's generally going to get you a yellow card now. Garcia's been a little liberal with some of the stuff.
Yeah, that's the 4th yellow this year on Murphy. This one's played into Santos, and a wonderful job of tackling that one away. Clean as could be. Kissy-you-do gets it to Nguyen. They chip it in the middle, and Kissy-you-do plays it back. It'll be cleared away. Closing in on the 5-minute mark. Here's Salazar in a foot race. And Garcia beat him to the ball, but knocked away.
Well, so much to talk about in that sequence going back to Alan Nguyen. I mentioned it earlier in the match. If you're going to go to ground, you better make sure you get it right. Well, he got it absolutely spot on there with a terrific tackle because, again, half a second later, and that's a foul in a very, very dangerous area. Instead, it's a phenomenal tackle as Kyle Murphy is now departing in this match, and you see, I think Zach Carroll is going to come in.
So they go.
It would appear that this is now, this is
defense.
This is the sign of, hey, let's go ahead and close up shop and see if we can't hang on to what we've got out here with Sean Dowley also coming in for Dakers. Again, just a little fresh legs up front in that situation. So 901 FC, I think at this point now, Ben Pierman is shutting up the shop, saying, okay, we're good. Let's go ahead and bring this baby home at 3-2.
All defense now for offense. You make those substitutions late when you've got the lead. It's only the one goal. And as you see the time tick down, now 4 minutes left in regulation. Can Memphis hold on and get third place? It would be 901's 13th win. They'd be at 47 points. Those are all new records. They would have 44 goals on the year. That one we know, unless there's another one coming. They build the wall back. And a good job there. I think was that Dolly who took that ball away?
That was Adoro. Adoro, we mentioned when he was brought in, that's exactly what he's in there to do. Put a little physicality, get that ball back. He's done that very well.
Here's the chip. Up top of the box. Finally cleared away.
Again, that's just phenomenal work from Kissy-you-do right there.
Yep.
Winning that ball, earning the foul and getting it in a great position for 901 FC, relieving some of that pressure.
Under 3 minutes to go, and that fan's as excited as anybody. That ball off Memphis. Dubato throws that in. We know Tulsa's going to fight to the end. This is as critical to them as it is to 901 FC.
Zach Carroll is slotted in right in the middle of that what was a back two. Now it's a back three. So a 5-man defense for 901 FC in this final stretch of the match with 2 holding midfielders. Definitely a defensive look, but it makes perfect sense when you're trying to hang on to a 1-goal cushion.
How about Leston Paul with that move? Oh, no. They're going to give Leston Paul the yellow here? And he's getting his money's worth. So for Paul, that is his 7th yellow card. And remember, you get 8, and you got to sit out a game, and it'll be a free kick for Tulsa FC.
I'm assuming that's got to get reset at the end of the regular season.
You have to hope. Wow.
Yeah, there's not. Yeah. You got the ball first. I think the referee, I could see where glancing at it, it looks like he's got his studs up, but he got the ball.
He did. He got it with his toe.
Really didn't get the play at all.
Tough call. They can rescind those after they look. Here's a long shot. Not close. That thing sailed.
Yeah, that was a mile off target. Yeah, that one you want to take a look at, but I would assume, again, when you get to the postseason, that those things are reset.
Well, I think if they take another look at that they could say that was not a good yellow card. No, that appeared to me as a break. That appeared to me that it was touched and deflected, and then giving the goal kick to Cody Cropper. We're in our final minute of regulation. It is still 3-2.
Also heads up one of the ball kids behind the goal for hanging onto that ball for quite a while before handing it over to Cody Cropper. So much so that
now there's a young man who knows the game.
The official asked Cody Cropper, why is he taking so long? He said, I don't have the ball. What am I supposed to do? Plausible deniability, Dave.
They're working out perfect tonight.
You got to bend the rules, baby.
Good job of Memphis being very careful with the ball. Kissy-Adu playing it back. Nguyen taking his time. Stoppage of play. Ooh, a little separation. And Kissy-Adu very upset.
Yeah, Kissy-Adu and Bourgeois have been getting at it all game long, and Bourgeois has been talking a lot. But Kissy-Adu, and I think Bourgeois is going to get a yellow card here. I think for persistent fouling. Looked like that was what Garcia was going to say. He should have.
The captain here gets to come over and talk. We are in Miller Lite stoppage time. This is what happened. Oh yeah.
Yeah, it certainly is a foul. You can have no complaints about that.
I don't think a yellow was ever issued.
The issue, again, as long as you're consistent, it's fine with the officiating. But the problem is when you let stuff go, then it kind of creates an environment where you can have those little snippy kind of encounters like that, and guys can get a little chippy.
And we're already a minute into Miller Lite stoppage time. We have not been given a total yet. Trying to count it down to you. And there's Nguyen trying to head it away. And they had a whistle back there, and we've got a yellow card coming up against Adura. So they're starting to add up a little bit here. That's the 9th card on Adura, so he's past the 8, and here comes the substitution. Oh, it's 4 minutes
now
of Miller Lite stoppage time. So my question for you, is that 4 minutes from right now, or is that 4 minutes?
I mean, it's supposed to be 4 minutes from 90 minutes.
Yeah.
I don't recall ever seeing the fourth official at the 91:30 mark putting the board up for that time. Oh, here's a great opportunity.
Yeah. If the goalie is back, here's Salazar getting knocked down. And they're playing on. Nguyen gets over. Good job. Last frantic moments trying to get third place.
It's all hands to the pump now, Dave, on defensively. Just whack that ball anywhere.
Here's one into the box, and it's headed wide.
And that's going to be a corner. Deflected off Paul, I believe. Out of play. You're so close to clinching that third spot, but very dangerous opportunity here.
And that's headed away by Skylar Thomas. Still near the box, still loose. Finally, Kissy-Adu cleared it for a moment. And that crossed too far. That'll be a goal kick from Memphis. We're down to the final minute, maybe.
Well, that's a huge break. No doubt about it. Because that looked like Suarez put the boot right through it. And unfortunately for him, put that thing into the third row. Very, very close now to sealing the deal and what would be certainly a deserved victory.
Put it away again.
Anywhere will do with the corner.
Here's Kissy-Adu.
Take it down to the corner flag.
Kissy-Adu, top of the box. Sends it to the middle. No one's there.
That's fine. No problem. There you go.
And that's it. Memphis 901 clinches third place in the Central Division. Van Pierman has had the better of Michael Nguyen 3 times this year. They're 3-1. There's your updated numbers. 31 games played, 13 wins, 8 draws, 47 points. All records for 901 FC.
All records, a deserved victory. What a job coming back again from a couple of incidents that really could have taken the steam out of you. And 901 FC, no problem whatsoever. Now getting that third spot. Tulsa will be in fourth spot in the playoffs, starting to shape up nicely. It's nice to have those playoffs and that little asterisk and a little star next to your name that you've clinched.
What a job by this team. Slower start than Pierman in. You weren't sure what to expect. It was late in getting the whole thing together. The budget was a little bit lower than a year ago or two, and somehow Van Pierman pieced it all together. Guys like Skylar Thomas and Segbers was so big tonight, and there's just joy at AutoZone Park.
Without a doubt. It's a phenomenal performance. Huge victory for 901 FC, and that third place, and now, as I said, it's likely that you're going to play Charlotte in the postseason, and you get yourself a really good opportunity here to not just make the playoffs, but do a little damage while you're there.
Charlotte was leading, and if they win, they would win their 18th game of the year. That right there is the equalizer and the winner.
You know, one of the best part of being a dad, you didn't finish? Let me have that. Let me finish it for you. I'll finish it. That's why you get a dad bod. It's a thing of beauty, man.
Sonic Grilled Cheese Double Burger. It's a tasty life.
Chick-fil-A community champions are inspiring. Champions like Camp Chambers enhance and enrich the lives of youth through education, mentorship, hands-on life skills, and hosting several community initiatives. Learn more at actionnews5.com/champions.
Tex-Mex. Tex-Mex. Termites.
Don't mess up your deck with Tex-Mex. Terminex.
Here to help.
Don't burn down the duplex. Terminex.
Chick-fil-A community champions are inspiring. Champions like Camp Chambers enhance and enrich the lives of youth through education, mentorship, hands-on life skills, and hosting several community initiatives. Learn more at actionnews5.com/champions.
I definitely think mocha is an adult flavor.
Listen, the kids have their drink with candy.
Yeah.
I get my own drink.
This is our candy.
You know...
espresso candy.
Sonic Mocha Crunch Blast. Espresso.
You say espresso?
Yes, I do.
Joy at AutoZone Park. Memphis 901 FC wins for the 13th time this year, 2 over Tulsa, and they have clinched third place. One of the big stars in this game, Mark Segbers, who missed the Louisville game because of the accumulation of yellows, and scored his second goal of the year. It was critical. Congratulations, Mark, and let's start with how you feel, because you went down and you were out for a little bit there.
Yeah, always hurts to leave the squad. I wish I could have been out there in Louisville, but just tried to make up for it any way I could tonight, and was happy to get the 3 points.
You did have an injury in this particular game. Are you going to be 100% for either Saturday or the playoffs?
Yeah, it was just a little knot, kind of came down weird on the knee. It was more of a scare than anything, but definitely will be ready for the weekend.
All right, how does this feel? You have you got third place. You guys have gotten to goals I don't think many people thought you would have and accomplish at the beginning of this year.
It's a good feeling. We have a focused group. We know that we're a special group. We know we have a lot of talent. And like you said, a lot of people didn't think that we would get this far, so I think it just adds into the motivation, and we got our eyes focused on the next step.
Mark, was it especially thrilling to score that goal when the build-up to the first goal that Dre Fortune finished? probably should have had a penalty. There were some pretty interesting calls out there. But for you to get that second as a result of that, how did that feel?
It was a special moment. You know, like you said before, I was out with a yellow card suspension last game. I felt like I kind of let the boys down, so I felt like I owed them one. I was happy to contribute on the scoring end of the scale to help them out and get the 3 points.
Well, and then you were able to get the ball to Murphy for the goal that won the game. Talk about that play.
Oh, it's Murphy makes it easy for you. If you give him the ball in the box, he's going to do the rest. So I can't take much credit for that. He's just a fox in the box. He's got his head on straight. He's looking for more goals. So you give it to him the 18, you know he will do the rest.
Mark, as a leader on this team, what is it about you guys? You guys have gone down a number of times in a match. You face some adversity. And of late, it just seems like you guys are not fazed by that at all. And in fact, you score that winning goal, 30 seconds after the equalizer goes in off Niall Logue. What is it about you guys in the way that you respond to that?
We're a very close group. I think that whenever someone makes a mistake or goes against us, bad bounce, we're all together and we want to pick each other up. So I think whenever one of us makes a mistake, it's just going to be that much more intense. We're going to come with that much more energy. It's all about being a good group on and off the field, and this is a special group.
Well, go celebrate. You guys deserve it. Enjoy, and we'll see you Saturday and then in the playoffs.
Appreciate you. Have a good night.
Thank you. That is Mark Segbers. We win, you win with Sticks. Receive a free appetizer with the purchase of an entree when Memphis 901 FC wins. You win with Sticks. Well, this was fun.
Well, it certainly was. And I know that you look at the match stats, there's no question that Memphis 901 FC deserved to win. You know, Tulsa had more of the possession in the second half, but even then, not too many great chances. 11 shots on target is a huge number for 901 FC, and to only score 3 goals out of that. And again, as Mark Segbers, you kind of saw that little smile on his face. He knew he should have had a penalty early on. There were 2 other probably penalty shouts. This could have been 6 or 7 goals for 901 FC tonight, to be quite honest with you. So they deserve to win, but they deserve to win by more than a goal.
The thing that's most impressive is that when they gave up mistakes, they came back. Your talk about them being resilient really came true, and we did get a lot of goals. You thought that would happen, and that is it. So your final is 3-2, and Memphis has 3rd place all wrapped up. They will play against Indy 11 on Saturday. Maybe they'll get some rest, and then it'll be on to the playoffs. So for all of our crew, and for Peter Edmiston, I'm Dave Woloshin. This was fun. Memphis, a big winner over Tulsa tonight, and they've got 3rd place, and they're in the playoffs. Good night, everybody.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League Championship cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League Championship.